Recruiting may be the most important part of college sports. It takes the right kind of athlete in the right environment to create success.
The recruiting process is complicated. Obviously, the first part, like you mentioned, I have to find someone I like. So we spend many hours canvassing the area, talking with recruiting services, and basically hitting the high schools and tournaments, trying to find who we like. Making contact is the next step. So we have to make contact with them, their coach, their parents. And I think then we just need to, sell them on Stritch what we offer, and we're really big on, it's a unique place, so we need to find the kid that's the right fit. So my job, the way I do things, I kind of act, instead of a salesman, I try to act like a advocate for them.
First of all, we look at their academics to see if that's the type of student athlete that we would like to have here at the university. After we check out the academics, then we go out and talk to their coaches, watch them play, and try and court that individual that way and everything like that. But the academics definitely come first here, and then it's the athletic ability that we follow up on.
I actually chose Stritch because it was a small, tight-knit community. The coach was really honest with me, Coach John Poffel. He was different from the rest, and it was a really good program, so I just decided to come here.
As you get the positive and negative, but I kind of like the size because, the team, you see them every day, throughout school and then at practices, so it just makes us closer.
Nice small school, and I came from a Catholic background, so having that small school feel into a college feel, it ended up being the perfect fit as soon as I walked in.
The team was really close, and it was nice proximity to my house, and I really like the feel of the campus, and pretty much, it was the selling points, and I just really like the close-knit community they have up here.
Personally, I like the team. I like the atmosphere the team has. We get along real well. All the players like each other. They all work together because we all want to win. We want to turn this program around and be the best team we can, make the conference tournament, make the playoffs. So
it's pretty easy to see for me whether a guy can help us. We do a lot of investigation off the court to see what kind of kid he is, how he is academically, what kind of teammate he is, and how competitive he is. Once that happens, we like to get him to campus. We like to have him here and meet our team. I think our team sells our program better than I could. They're great guys, and they're fun guys to be with and play with, so we try to get them involved with our team as soon as possible and show them the school, the teachers, and just the feel here on campus. We don't have the greatest facility, but we have some of the best staff and team members, teammates that I think we try to cash in on how quality they are.
It's very different for international students compared to what it is for local ones. On my team, we probably have about a 50-50 split between local guys and American recruits and internationals. So I'll briefly tell you about the internationals. Usually about 10 months ahead of schedule, I'll be contacted by a player or a recruiting agency that I go through, and they'll highlight a player for me if they fit the bill that I'm looking for, both ability-wise and academic-wise. And we begin the recruiting process. I'll talk to them about the school, the level that we're playing at, the style of play that we have. And then if everything's a good fit from both their end and my end, we'll start talking about the academic side of things and the financial side of things. And for the internationals, then about 6 months ahead of time, they begin the visa process back in their respective country. We've got players from the UK, Australia, Africa, all over Canada. So they'll then have to go through the long-winded visa process before they can formally get admitted, and then we get them accepted. So it's certainly a longer process for the internationals.
Stritch was an interesting choice because I'm obviously an international student from Australia. So coming into Stritch, based on a lot of things, I think one of the main things was talking to the coach, really getting personal, and talking to the head coach was Jeff Bahachuk at the time. And he really encouraged me to get over to America and join the soccer team here. But I didn't really know much about Stritch first coming here. But coming here, it's a great school, a smaller school, but it's a really community feel here, which I think makes it really special and makes it part of the experience.
Pretty much consists of, you talk to a couple of coaches here, a couple of coaches there, and you're going to go on campus visits. And I actually had the coach before our current coach, and he'd contact me frequently, asked how my season was going, my senior year of high school, and it was just really nice. He kept in touch, and that's, you pretty much just weigh the schools, sit next to each other and see which one you like the most.
With high-level athletes, there's going to be a lot of competition. At Stritch, this is how they deal with it.
It's not fun. And there's a lot of competition for athletes. In this time of the year, it's the hot time for basketball, my sport. So, and I have most of the coaches I know very well, so we have to keep that nice reputation, nice relationship with those coaches. My philosophy is to never negative recruit. So I don't focus on the other schools. I find out what schools they're looking at, find out what the recruits' hot buttons are, what's important to them, and just try to keep hammering those hot buttons, what they're looking for, and making sure that Stritch is the right place. So it's difficult because we're competing with schools with great facilities and resources, and so we have to sell them on what we offer that sets us apart and makes us unique.
It's tough. I mean, we're in a position that we don't have the best facilities, but we really take advantage of what we do have. But we just try to promote what our program is doing, what Cardinal Stritch is doing. So it's not really us against them. It's just more of a promotion of Cardinal Stritch University and the women's volleyball program and myself and the athletic department. It can be tough. You obviously, like I said, you sell them on what you've got. At Cardinal Stritch here for a soccer coach, we haven't got great facilities. We've got a practice facility on campus which isn't fantastic, and then we play off campus. We play about 15-20 minutes away, so it can get tough because I've got to sell them on the few things that we have, whereas the other schools I'm competing for quite often will have lots of different weapons at their disposal. So it doesn't become dirty or anything like that, but it's a lot of the times it comes down to the relationship you can build with the individual. So if they connect with me, if I connect with them, if they meet the players and they like the players, quite often I'll win.
We're a little bit different here. There is a lot of competition because there are a lot of small schools in the city of Milwaukee and everything. So we sell our university, we sell the people, we sell the caring community, the value-centered education that we have here, and hopefully they choose us because of that. Also, it sets us apart from other universities that we actually don't compete. Our conference isn't located in the state of Wisconsin, so we compete. All of our conference games are in Chicago, so that sets us a little bit apart from the teams that are around in our area. So that's a little bit of a competitive advantage that we have here.
There's a few schools that I corresponded with coaches, one in Memphis, Tennessee, and another one in Jersey, and a few other ones, but I think Stritch was the main one for me, mainly that relationship I had with Jeff, and really talking to him and him encouraging me to come so much really made me make the decision to come to Stritch.
It was a ride, that's for sure. It was a long process. I made my decision very late, so later than most people. I think I made it in late April, which most people already have their decision made by then. But it took a long time. It's kind of hard at times being able to decide what sport you want to play, where you want to go. So it was a long process, but I think in the end I made the right choice.
Really recruited to come here, but was playing against a kid that was getting recruited and outperformed him. They liked me better, so they talked to me. And I wanted to play baseball in college. I was thinking about going other places, but this gave me an opportunity to play here. And also with the major that I wanted to be in, education, seemed like a good fit for me. So,
Athletes at the college level only have so many years of eligibility, which makes recruiting that much more important.
Competitive season after season, obviously you need to have talent. So, where most of the younger coaches that I work with here think that it's all about teaching the sport, most of our job is out there recruiting and finding the right fit and right player that's happy here. So we need to find players that understand their role and understand the type of school they're at. That'd be one part of it. For a program like mine that's been successful for a couple years, many years, to try to avoid complacency, kind of feed them and make them stay hungry, which is easier said than done.
could have some guys that could stay and play for you forever, but unfortunately they exhaust their eligibility, and then replacing those guys is very difficult, especially when you're looking for guys with such high character. I think the toughest guys to find are the real mean, competitive guys on the court, and then off the court, they're high character, really genuine, nice people. It's a tough combination, and we've had that. And finding guys to replace them and not have any kind of drop off on the court is difficult. But it's a challenge. It makes it fun.
I mean, the recruiting part is always just trying to find that next player. But we are blessed to be in the city of Milwaukee, in the Milwaukee area. There's a lot of talent with baseball in the area and in the state of Wisconsin. So there are a lot of players out there. It's just trying to find that right person to come and play here and be a part of our family and be a part of this community that we have here.
We're in a position where we can offer some scholarships, athletic scholarships. However, compared to the other universities in our conference that we compete with, we don't have that much at all. So I would really say that's what it comes down to. It's not cheap. We are a private university. There are great academic grants, but we haven't got much of an athletic pool of money that I can dip into. So that would certainly be the hardest thing, the financial side of things.
Well, I've been here for 3 years, so the transition from what the program was before I got here to now was challenging, but I think now we're establishing ourselves to be competitive within the conference and out of conference. So just keeping them focused on our goals and our team objectives and getting them to buy into what my philosophy is for our program and the success of the women's volleyball program.
Once you have a team to put on the field or court, it's important to set goals.
Individual goals, sometimes they're stat oriented, sometimes they're minutes. We've talked about minutes, what guys' goals should be from that standpoint. Sometimes maybe it's even an off-season goal of, hey, we want you, when you come back, to be able to run some of our fitness tests in a certain time. Some of it may be even weight, regarding the weight. I need you to put on this much pounds or lose this much. So we sit down end of the year meetings, start of the year meetings, and talk about, I think it's important to be on the same page, that you're seeing things at least similarly. I know you're never going to see things exactly the same as all your players, but it's good for them to come in and hear what the coach thinks of them and how they see them, and then see how close you are with expectations.
I think a lot is surrounded by the team, you know. You have different, you let out different programs for each individual player and how they will best be utilized in the team setting. But I think ultimately is our team goal, is our team focus and everything. But how is that certain individual going to fit the piece of the puzzle for our team to be successful? And every piece of our puzzle is important for us in order for us to be successful.
I have my own goals for each player in the program, but what I try to sell on the players is I'm here to guide them. It's really their team, so we do a lot of talking and letting them set their own goals, and then I might fine-tune it. You know, goals need to be realistic, and a lot of times students don't have realistic goals, either too high or too low, so my job is to possibly fine-tune their goal, bring it down a little bit, bring it back to reality, or tell them, no, you're a better player than you think. So I think each woman have their own goals, and my job is to just kind of fine-tune that. And because if the goal's off, they're not going to achieve it. They're not going to be happy.
We worked together with goal setting. Goal setting was something that the team wasn't really used to before I got here. So we really had to work on collaborating our goals on an individual basis and team basis. Goal setting, I think, is a great opportunity to challenge yourself as an individual and a team to push yourself, but it's finding that balance of attainability and not. So we work together. They kind of give me what their ideals are, and I kind of discuss them and work through them and let them know if I think that's realistic or that's a little lofty right now. Let's try to do this versus that. So it's a collaborative effort, I think.
Probably more so team-based because of the nature of the sport that we play. You don't really have goal scorers from all over the field, but each player will get individual goals. We'll have team meetings, and then we'll have individual meetings at the beginning of the season, at the end of each season. We'll set goals at the beginning, and for a main player, a starter, it can be something like a target of goals scored or assists, and then for those fringe players, it can be minutes that they're getting if they didn't play that much at all in the previous year, what they can get the next year. And then at the end of the season, we'll assess it. I'll write everything down. Every player has a file, and we'll look back through at the goals that we set for ourselves and see if they attain them.
I've been fortunate enough to be given the captain's armband at the end of my first season. So I was a captain last year, and I will be again this year. And I'll be really looking to finish higher in the table. Obviously, I think we have a lot of potential, and we should have finished higher last year. But I'd like to say top 2 finish. That may be a bit ambitious at the minute, but obviously you gotta aim high. And I think we can achieve that with the players we have, as long as we have a good season and we really gel well together. But for myself, I'd really like to make sure I'm injury-free, the knee's 100%, fitness is 100%, and just ready to go. Really prove how I can play.
My goal is for this year is to become an All-American, and to be an All-American my next 2 years here at Stritch, and to just as a team to just go to nationals before I graduate once. That'd be just awesome to get that experience.
Overall, as a program here, I'd like to keep doing what we are doing, which is winning conference and going to nationals, because that is the best you can do, as well as hopefully going farther in nationals. And I have even considered playing overseas if I keep working on my game. I'm still talking about it with my family, so we'll see, I guess.
Personally, try and stay on the pitch and do the best I can for the team, really, and hopefully then make our way further up the conference than we did last year. Hopefully get a better seeding, and then maybe make it internationals, who knows.
Finally, after you have a team and your goals are set, it's time to start the season.
In the season, I wake up, go to class. When I'm done with class, I try to, sometimes depending on how late I went to bed or how early I wake up, I take a nap, and then I like to come to practice like a half hour early and get a good stretch in, and then practice. And then after that, go shower and relax.
Go to class, go to the gym and shoot free throws if we have time, according to coach. And then, go to lunch, come back, go to practice. Practice takes a while, and then I'll ice after practice for about an hour, and then go home, do my homework or laundry, and go to bed.
This season, we typically have practice every day from about 2 hours. So normally, you get up, you go to class. A lot of us have class up until practice. So you get out of class, you come to practice, get ready for practice, have like a 2-hour practice session. And then by that, it's probably like 6 or 7 at night, and then you have to do your homework and just start the process all over again the next day.
Oh, very hectic. I would wake up, go to class, go to practice, and then come home and go to sleep, or do homework and then go to sleep. Game days, it was go to class until 2, jump on a bus for 2-3 hours, go to a game, shower, eat after the game, jump back on the bus to go home, make it home by like 11, and then start homework because it's impossible to do homework on the bus.
Usually class starts at around 8. We'll go until noon, and then we'll have practice or games every day.
Well, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday I don't really have anything except for practice. So I'll wake up whenever and then have breakfast, lunch, then practice usually at like 2:30. Tuesdays, Thursdays, it's wake up, 7:30 breakfast, class from 8 until like 12:30. Then I have lunch, I have class again 1:10 to 2:30. Then right from there it's practice. Get out to the field at 3:15. Practice goes until 5:30 or 6, and then I'll get back around 7, and then it's homework. So Tuesdays, Thursdays are busy, and then it beats the winter workouts though, because those are 5:30 morning practices, and then I still have the class from 8 until 2:30.
After all the hard work in the off-season and recruiting, you finally get to enjoy the moments that make up your season.
Individual accolades, some of those are, joined the 1,000-point club, got awarded in front of our fans, and then on like senior night was great, and and then just winning those, raising the plaques at the end of the season, those are probably the greatest moments.
Best moment. I could say right now I'm on a 11-game hitting streak currently, so that's career high. But Best moment might be my first game. I mean, being able to play in college, something I always wanted to do. So that first game, played down in St. Louis.
I thought I'd be playing college sports, so like the first game or like the first practice was like a big deal. I always remember that. First college win. Like I'm a pitcher, so I mean, you only get a select number of starts in the season, so getting that was like a big one.
Memorable moments for me was the first game we played. We had a little tournament away in Iowa. First game I pulled on a Stritch shirt, I started and ended up scoring a perfect hat-trick. So I scored my right foot, my left foot and a header. And we ended up winning the game 4-3, so that was a pretty memorable game for me.
Last year when we played Warner, I hit my best game. I hit on like a 970%. I had like 16 kills and only no errors and only 17 attempts. So that was a really special game for me because it was really incredible.
I'd say probably last Friday we beat a rival, Robert Morris. I'm not a big fan of them, so it was good to get a win against them and beat them pretty easily.
So far, I'd say making it to the Elite Eight in the NIA Division II basketball tournament. It was quite the experience to be able to get that far. Unfortunately, we didn't win our Elite Eight game, but it was a great experience as a Wolf.
Best part of being a coach, I believe. I'm going to answer that with a small story. I think when I first started coaching, I did it because it was fun. I was an athlete. I thought, let's just stay in athletics. What I think I've learned and why I love coaching is I love seeing the changes in kids, not just in athletics. I think we're here to help transform, to steal a word from our mission of the university, but we're here to transform these kids, not just on the court or on the field, but help them grow in other parts of their life. So I think where I derive the most pleasure is seeing them grow as people.
Best part would be the development of the kids, not just from a playing aspect, although that's probably the most rewarding thing. You know, watching them develop as a player is fantastic, but watching them develop as an individual is so rewarding. You know, you've got a spotty little freshman who comes in who's shy and, you know, can't really look you in the eye and have a conversation. Then a couple of years later, they've grown up and they're mature and they're moving out into the big wide world. It's fantastic. And then also, I get paid to be involved in the sport that I love. Can't avoid that.
I think seeing the light bulb go off in your players, whether it is on the athletic side, and seeing young men come in not knowing which way they want to go in life and leaving here with a degree and becoming adults in this transition, and seeing the growth from an individual at 18 leaving here at 21, 22 years old. And seeing them improve, and seeing them not only improve on the field but in the classroom, and just being successful individuals, and being able to leave here as a quality person.
Say seeing guys get better. I think that it's easy sometimes to get really excited about getting a huge recruit that can come in and play right away, and gosh, I get excited about it too. But there's something about seeing a freshman come in, not get a lot of game minutes, and his sophomore year he's working at junior, and then by the time he's a senior, he's a all-conference player, and that's very rewarding to see someone that can be a great teammate and a great value to your team as a freshman and a non-game player, and then grow in your program to be a point where he's one of the better players in the league. That's really fun to watch.
The best part is just having contact with student athletes all the time, and they keep me young. They keep me involved. It's an awesome job, and not many people can say, I don't think, that they come to work and they enjoy their job every day. And I get to coach volleyball. You know, I get to be in the gym and be with student athletes that are ready and willing and wanting to learn and work as a team and grow and develop. And it's a really, really neat atmosphere to be a part of, and to see the growth of individuals and the team is pretty amazing to be a part of. So it's fun.
Obviously in basketball you get 5 guys that get the start, and a lot of times your rotation goes 8 or 9, and you have a lot of times 13, 14 guys practicing, and they're giving it every day, and they compete every day in practice. They come to study halls. They are just class acts all the way around the program, and then on game night not being able to play, reward them with minutes is tough.
Keeping everybody happy. Not everybody gets a start. So I think the most difficult part is role delineation. So having them understand their roles. I mean, most of these kids are all coming from schools where all the best player, they were all conference. And it's very difficult for them to come and now learn a different role. I'm coming off the bench. I am not the prime time player. I'm not going to get the ball in my hands. So going back to your prior question of maybe that relationship building and relating to the athletes, you need to have that relationship and be able to teach what kind of role they really have to be successful and keep your team successful.
It's what kind of choices am I going to make? Which direction am I going to go? And we have individuals that do make bad choices and everything, but it's up to us to put them in the right direction and allow them to succeed and give them every opportunity to succeed. But you know, you're also dealing with, there's a lot of other distractions and everything, so it's just to keep them focused and everything, and help them to hopefully see and realize their goals and aspirations in life and everything, and look beyond the present more to the future.